Howdy. So, need to kind of reshoot some of this video since evidently last night we may have drank too much and recorded everything in slow-mo, so we have no audio, but hours worth of video that is now useless to us. So the whole point of the video was mostly just a quickie overview of what we're doing here with a video rather than text. So the car is, well, the main car I should say, is a 1940 Buick Special Sedan. So as you see, there's no motor. We got some of a transmission left. Most of the driveline's still there, all the suspension. All that is coming off. Obviously, it all needs gutted. We got to take all this little stuff. All the glass is there, so that's kind of cool. The body's actually in fairly good shape. So as you can see, there's 80 plus years of surprises in here. But, I mean, a lot of the stuff's still intact. Like, we got a clock, HVAC unit, lighter, ashtray. That's a radio, most of the steering wheel, 3-speed manual on the tree. All the SUV side doors, everything works, closes nicely. I was kind of impressed by the technology that's on this car for being a 1940. So it has basically like a 4 or 5 link suspension on it. Has a torque tube like drive shaft, kind of like a modern Corvette, rear-wheel drive Corvette anyways. This was I think it was a 4.5 liter inline 8-cylinder overhead valve. So again, pretty modern for the time. Independent suspension. I thought these are kind of cool. So these dampers are built right into the control arm. So rather than having like a McPherson strut type style like we use now, drum brakes all the way around. So we're gonna try to retain as much of the Buick as possible, but its underpinnings will be based on an E39 BMW. So that is our parts car that we bought for motor and miscellaneous bits and pieces we may break. We've actually bought 4 cars in total. So we have 2 Buick Specials. This is the better of the 2. The other one is actually sold now. It was actually a complete car. Very, very rusty. It was kind of unusable. So that was what sparked the idea. Then we found this one down the road in Norfolk, Virginia. So Mike Horth actually got both of these cars. He just brought this down yesterday. So I have a little better working area. I don't have a garage, but better than doing it in the cornfield. So plan is, here's the front subframe out of, not that black car over there, but a different, about 2 E39 BMWs. So front subframe, rack and pinion steering, there'll be disc brakes, independent suspension, McPherson strut. So obviously quite a bit of fabricating involved here. Rear subframe, independent suspension. We're gonna use BMW, entire BMW driveline. So we're actually gonna shorten the wheelbase up about 9 inches, be pretty much the same as the BMW. So then we got a parts motor there, but it'll be a 5-speed ZF manual with an M52 TU B28, 2.8 liter inline 6. So again, I got some sheet metal work. The body is in pretty awesome shape on this car. Just a lot of little silly stuff to fix. I'm just in the process of cleaning all the garbage out and deconstructing the car, getting out of the way. Drop all the suspension and driveline and all this stuff's going away. So basically we're gonna build some kind of support to support the subframes, and then BMW drive shaft, transmission, engine, all that stuff will kind of go in here. So we're suspecting we're going to take quite a bit of weight out. I think these cars' curb weight is, I believe it was like 5,200 pounds or something like that. The E39 6-cylinder cars are 43 to 45-ish, depending on options. So the BMW stuff's obviously all lighter. As you see, all this stuff is cast iron. Every single suspension moving piece on this car is cast iron or some heavy ferrous metal of some kind. Everything on the BMW is all aluminum or magnesium or something very, very light. All right, not actually using these wheels, but the wheels that are on the car. They're actually 2-piece BBS wheels. So this car we got for $600. those are the wheels we're using. We actually have 5. So I've already really processed most of the car. We sell a lot of stuff on eBay, so it just seemed right to use BMW parts. But this guy was in a wreck. Front end wreck. I've already ripped the whole front end off the car, but she's very squished. Very junk. So probably not a lot of usable measurements off the front of that, so we're just gonna kind of wing it. But it's gonna be fun. This thing ought to rip pretty good. We're gonna use the automatic differential out of the BMW since the autos tend to have the lower gear ratio than matched with the manual. It's a pretty cheap performance hack with those cars, so it'll be pretty neat. I'm excited to drive this thing. This is April 17th, 2021. Starting a little earlier. We weren't planning on starting until the 29th. We're going to try and do this in like a week and a half. Just figured that wasn't really doable just because of all the make it up as we go kind of stuff. Lots of welding, cutting, lots of fabricating on the fly kind of stuff. So it's going to be pretty cool. Excited to share updates.